Hello, everyone, and I would just like to, before we begin, wish you all a very happy New Year's Eve and all the joy, luck, and blessings for the year ahead. I hope you've all been having a fantastic day so far, and I would just like to welcome you back to the channel and introduce today's episode segment, whatever you would like to call it. Video. We'll go with video. What we're going to do is we are going to explore Resident Evil 2 on the hard difficulty. The version of the game that we will play is the PC version that was recently, I say recently, but it was probably maybe a year ago, that has been recently ported over to the PC by Good Old Games, GOG. And let's begin. In all the years that I've been playing this game, I have only played it on hard mode once. A little bit of a confession there.
A bizarre incident occurred in the outskirts of an American suburb.
I love the way the opening cutscene here really bridges the gap between the first game and this game here. And I'm just going to let the video play here for a moment or two.
For use in bioweapon experiments. The Racoon City Police Department's Special Stars Unit immediately began investigation. The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STARS members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine.
Yeah, so this cutscene essentially, or this video, it introduces the second game by very briefly covering the first game. Let you know exactly what happened, and essentially what's going to happen next. And then we'll have Leon here in his Jeep or his truck, whatever it is. And then we're going to get an introduction to Racoon City, rather than the likes of the mansion or the Arklay Mountains, which of course was the location of the first game. And here we have Leon S. Kennedy on his first day as a cop, coming into Racoon City and knowing that something isn't quite right here. And this is one of my favourite parts. Not necessarily the off-branding of Texago.
Guy's a maniac. Why'd he buy me?
This guy here. That guy's a maniac. And I do believe that is Robert Kendo, who we will be introduced to in just a couple of moments when the game starts.
Man, what a mess. What could have done this?
So of course, Leon, it might be his first day as a cop, but I'm sure he would have done some mandatory or academy training.
What are these things? Alright, let's fly up.
So he's obviously come into town on his first day on the job, and this is what's happening.
No!
Definitely a memorable first day. Those are some massive feet, by the way. Definitely a memorable first day, but I would like to think that even as a cop, even if it is his first day, sorry I should say, that he should have some sense, some instincts that he needs to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down!
Great headshot though.
We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer. There! Buckle up.
Okay. What's going on? I arrived in town, and the whole place went
Great. The
insane.
radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
And this is our second bridge, or connection if you want to call it that, to the first game as well. So not only do we have, of course, the introduction, but now we also have the introduction to Claire Redfield, of course, Chris's sister.
There's a gun inside.
Better take it with you.
There's a gun inside. And we of course have Zombie Leon attacking the car from are attacking Leon and Claire from behind here. And what's so well done about this particular video here is that depending on the scenario that you're playing,
Still in one piece.
the zombie will switch sides or something like that, really. So this part I never really understood, because Kendo, of course, says that guy's a maniac, why'd he bite me? Then he's zombified moments later, and then he, of course, appears in the gun shop to speak with you.
I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, guys. Resident Evil 2 hard mode. Wowee, look at this. So, essentially what we have here, you'll remember from the very first game, is that you're, of course, thrust into the mansion. And although it's a bit creepy, it's a bit mysterious, and it's most certainly unknown, you do have some sense of safety there. There's no immediate danger, immediate threat, or anything like that. However, this game, it throws you straight into the chaos here. So we have, of course, the burnt or the exploded vehicles behind us, and zombies are just crawling around everywhere. Essentially, what that says is that if you don't make a move and make a move immediately, you're going to die here. I'm not ashamed to admit that when I was a kid, I have definitely died there as well, to an absolutely gruesome game over screen.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on.
Okay,
I don't
so
have a clue.
that subtle shift in music there, from silence to what's going on at the moment,
The entire city
lets you know exactly what's going to be happening here. Because yes, you've just come into this shop here, this building, closed door, closed window. As we can see, there's no zombies outside, there's no immediate threat here. All of a sudden, as soon as he walks over and locks the door, that changes. So, I don't know about anybody else, but I was pretty disappointed as a very young lad when I had absolutely zero access to these weapons here. What I'm going to do is, normally when I play this game, I just shoot on forward, almost in a speedrun sense, and don't really stop to explore here. But let's go behind the desk and activate the window breaking trigger here. I accidentally took those. Oops. Yeah, so that sense of safety, that's pretty much gone at the moment. Okay, so auto aim still works, which is good. Oh, this guy's a bit, he's a bit keen, isn't he? Ah! Go open the door, okay. So, this is my second time playing hard mode on this game. I don't really know an awful lot of the the differences in the difficulty, sorry. But I mean, you know yourself, when you go up in difficulty levels, certain things will become more apparent. So, for example, on the easy to normal difficulty, you're going to pick up less ammunition on the normal difficulty. Maybe enemies will move a little bit quicker. They will take more damage, and of course give more damage as well. So we've got 58 bullets at the moment, 55 now. We can actually make it past this one. Ah, you son of a gun. Okay, go back. See, I don't really know the health values or the damage values really of this game. How much health the enemies have, zombies for example. Excuse me. And so, thus, I don't really know how many hits can be taken or given, things like that, really. I just try and do my best to avoid taking damage at all. Oh, this guy's definitely a bit enthusiastic as well. Okay, so one thing I've definitely noticed is that the ammo pickups are slightly more generous here. not incredibly so. Okay, I never actually realised that I've already used a full clip here of 18 bullets. Oh, yes! Yeah, so for sure, what I've definitely noticed so far, I forgot I picked up bullets, so I can't exactly just run across there. One thing I've definitely noticed so far is that enemy movement speed, as you can see here, it isn't so slow and stupid anymore. That's well, it definitely looks a lot quicker. Certainly with a lot more intent as well. This guy might actually take me in a foot race here, so let's get moving. Hopefully they ew. Shot to the heart. Right, let's go. Grab a. Oh, okay. So on the hard difficulty, there's no green herb there. Let's get moving then. What a haul!
Oh, man.
Who are you? Oh, you must be the new guy. Leon. Sorry, but...
So here we have really the next introduction to one of the only human characters as well. Non-zombie characters or whatever.
There was this incident involving zombies in a mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind.
And I guess here we have the third instance in which the first game and the second game are being tied together.
Believe them. Not long after that, all this started to happen.
Hang in there.
With some Academy Award winning acting there from Mr. Marvin Brannan.
In the other rooms. Here, take this key card. You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this.
Now go.
But just go.
Fine, but I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
Okay, so of course we can't go back in here now. And of course, whenever we first entered the police station, our access was pretty much restricted to that door, as the other two were of course locked. But now that we've got the blue card key from Marvin, we're going to go ahead and open these doors up here. And I mean, this is a game that I've done many speedruns for. I mean, I have been playing this game from maybe 1999 or maybe 2000, you know. But I've never really, well, except for maybe when I did play the game during those times. That's maybe whenever I decided to explore it a little bit, you know. But as I, of course, got older and my preferences for the way I played games changed, that's not something I've done very much of. For example, I didn't even notice this poster here. Ooh. We'll probably need all the help we can get here. I don't think I've ever picked up so many bullets in the initial stages of this game in my life. One thing as well, I don't know how important it may be in the context of the run, or not the run, sorry, but the gameplay. So I'm using a Xbox 360 style controller. And I don't know why, but this game plays really funny with this controller when I use the D-pad. So I will be using the analog stick for movement. Again, don't know how important that may be, but I thought I would mention that anyway. So I really love looking at these operation reports here. Now, we're not going to dwell on these things for too long, but in terms of world building, we've already mentioned or explored the fact that, you know, between the first game and the second game just throws you immediately into the danger, and you need to respond and you need to react straight away. But again, if you've played this for the first time or you're not familiar with this game, essentially then what happens is as you progress from where you are to the police station, you can have some sense of what's happened. Okay, Resident Evil 1, Mansion Incident, Zombies, T-Virus, whatever, that migrated from where it was to the city, and it's now become absolutely widespread. Pretty much a pandemic at the moment here. But again, except for that, and except for having that bit of sense and trying to piece that bit of information together, these operation reports do go some length to building that world even further for you and letting you know exactly what's happened until the point that you started to control Leon here. So as we can see, September 26th, the Racoon Police Department was unexpectedly attacked by zombies. You know, so we're not calling them monsters or cannibals or anything, as they were thought to be in the first game. Now we're actually calling them zombies. So it essentially just goes on to say that there's no contact with the outside, communications equipment was destroyed. So pretty much, even just in that first page of the operation report, it lets you know exactly how catastrophic events have been since the Mansion incident, of course. And again, just let you know about moving armaments, ammunition, security, and things like that. Essentially, the measures that they've taken to try and prevent any further outbreak or damage or cost to human life, and what they're trying to do to counteract that, really. And we can see here David Ford, of course an officer with the Racoon Police Department. We can see here that he's obviously detailed times and dates and things like that, just to try and give you a bit of a timeline here as well. And we also get if we look at the bottom paragraph here, really the liquor is being described here. So razor-like claws, the sharp tongue, things like that. And we're thinking, okay, I guess that's the creature that I just ran into. So immediately what we can do now is we have a sense of what we're trying to fight against here, and it's called a liquor. Now, this room here might be a little bit dodgy on hard difficulty. Yeah. Hard difficulty is, of course, going to be much more difficult, but you do have a chance of blowing the zombie's head off. That's 3. Okay, that's grand. But as you can see, the zombies are absolute bullet sponges now. Probably put me in caution. No, not quite. As you can see, they take a lot of damage here. Please tell me she's dead. No, she's not. Oh, okay, now she's dead. That's good. You know what? Let's grab some herbs here. And I don't really think we're going to have much use for the knife anymore, especially in this difficulty. So in the normal and easy difficulty, if we search this area, we'll get ourselves some handgun bullets, but that's not exactly available here at the moment. And of course now we have the second operation report here, and essentially the circumstances have become a lot more grim. The outlook is a lot more bleak, and of course David Ford, who was the recorder for the first operation report, he's dead now. But essentially, this kind of lets you know what you're going to do a little bit later in the game. So the only chance of escape from the police station and of course the city is to go through the sewers. It's leading you towards that. I pray that this operation report will be helpful to whoever may find it. So essentially, that's a massive hint for the path that the game will take you. Thank you to Elliot and Ford. So, let's move on. 7, 8, 9. Perfect. And I think 3, 3.5, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. It's not a speed run, but I'm still going to be incorporating some of those speed run elements and techniques. Hopefully the game doesn't embarrass me or anything that way. And of course we'll have Chris Redfield's diary here as well. Just again, not bridging the gap between the first game and the second game, but just providing a little bit of extra lore.
Leon!
It's good to see you're still among the living. It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all. There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it. That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
One, 2, 3, perfect. And then we're going to do 8.5 pushes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a wee quick push. Okay, well, I don't know if that was enough. Ah, not quite, does not quite. That's shocking. Shocking. And essentially, what the game has now set up, really, with the discovery of Chris Redfield's diary, is that Leon makes a decision pretty much straight away to say, you know, we're not going to find your brother here, and there's no point in us sticking around here for much longer to potentially risk your lives or put yourselves in great danger. So let's look for any survivors, get out of here. That's it. Five shotgun shells for the first liquor. Are you having a laugh? Well, actually, I don't really know why I'm surprised. That female zombie, Misty apparently they get called, but that female zombie took like 50 million bullets to try and put down as well. Didn't even know there was that much ammo in the game. Thanks for the key there, Socrates. Right. I think before we proceed, we'll grab this other operation report here as well. Or memorandum, sorry. And essentially, look, the thing about these files in the game, so 23rd of August 1998, essentially what this does is this just gives you a way to access some more resources. We have a safe, it's in this part of the police precinct, and there's the code for it. That's pretty much it. The key we're going to use on the first door, we'll get the crank, and then, of course, okay, that's going to free up one slot in the inventory. Perfect. Definitely rotated the analog stick, but okay, that's fine. That's dead on. Wowie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's enough. Perfect. And one difference between the PC and console versions, a difference that I actually took a wee while to click onto, but really appreciated afterwards, is that if you're on an elevated surface like I was trying to get the crank there, okay, I know what the problem is here. Do you know what? I've taken a hit already, so let's use the herb here. Herb. Wait, I've already got that. Ay ay ay. Okay, so to avoid further embarrassment here, let's proceed. So this dodge up here may be a little bit trickier. Whoa, look at the speed of this guy. I don't really want to see how quickly these guys react here, so let's just get ourselves on through there. We'll get this shelf activated. Full infant. No, don't have a full. Okay, well, let's pick up the plug here anyway. Perfect. May make a little deposit in the item box here. And then we'll go and get ourselves the valve handle. Wow! That's it, we moved like Usain Bolt. What was that? We're going to have no immediate use for the shotgun or the plug here, so you know what, let's deposit those, because what we're going to do on the way back here, we'll grab the valve handle, and then we are going to grab the small key for the desk just off the library to get the handgun parts. Those crows were like Stinger missiles there. Wowee. You know what? Again, I've been playing this game for a very long time, but hard mode, this is literally my second playthrough here. And yeah, the last time I played hard mode was at least a couple of years ago. So I've forgotten just how tricky the movement can be here. But so far so good. It's quite an enjoyable experience. Hopefully I don't die. Hopefully I can actually get my act together and stop running into corners of walls or desks or trying to pick up random useless things. Alright. See ya! You know what? I didn't really know what I was expecting there, just taking a few shots at that male zombie. I wasn't expecting the female zombie to engage whatsoever, but I'm happy it worked out that way. And I think I moved just at the right time, because let's be honest, that male zombie was not going to get put down there. Excellent. Okay, good movement so far. Yes! Excellent result. Sure now. Excellent. And what we'll do in here, so we're going to do the usual, of course, get rid of the jewels here, but yep, grab some shotgun shells. Use the first jewel. Wow, if I was speedrunning this, I would have been very upset at the fact that I activated that text there. You'll stick my hand in your chest and grab that wee plug, thank you very much. It's 5 shotgun shells, what? So we get 20 handgun bullets per pickup. But we get 5 shotgun shells. That's a bit of a rip-off, like, isn't it? Do you know what? We'll store this plug. We'll have no real use for the crank now at the minute either. We really don't have any use for the valve handle at this point in time either. But yeah, so do you know what? Actually, let's grab this file here. And essentially, the Chief Secretary's diary just, you know, describes a situation. Excuse me. I drank a bit of water and it went the wrong way there. It tried to murder me. Yeah, essentially it was just an interaction between the secretary and Chief Irons. The secretary moved the statue and Chief Irons nearly killed him. But what that file does, it goes to a great length really to describe Chief Irons and his temperament, and I guess his nature, and that he's a pretty wicked guy that you really don't want to mess around with. But look, we've got a bit more armament about us now, so we're going to head downstairs. Now that we've got the diamond key, we're going to go and get the heart key here as well. These zombies are very quick. Maybe I underestimated just how quick they were going to be, but I've been playing this game for a long time, and I would like to think I'm pretty handy at it, so I don't really underestimate with great peril, let's say. Oh, I didn't get the small key, or I didn't get the handgun parts. That's really annoying, because that would have been really handy for what we're about to do here. Oh well, okay, let's just crack on. Heart key. Nah, we can leave that herb, I would say. But I really love the detail here around the police station. So, you know, essentially what we have here is we have these operation reports that we've picked up. We have obviously seen the start of the game as well. But looking at this, I mean, they've obviously tried to board up these windows and things. And this definitely looks like some text up here. But I can't read that, so I'm going to go ahead and crack on here. But yeah, you know, what these details really, I guess, paint the picture of, to give you some sort of narrative, is that, yeah, do you know what happened here was no laughing matter. You know what, I'm just going to go out and back in here, because I think I've done enough damage to those zombies that we're going to be short a few here as soon as I go back in. And I'm just going to do that one more time, because I genuinely wasn't expecting to use all of my shotgun shells there. Yeah, you know what, there was every chance that zombie was going to get me, so that's an outcome I'm pretty okay with here. And I'm pretty sure that he's going to get me here as well, because he might just move too quickly for me. Ah, okay. Let's see how quickly Marvin moves here. I can definitely hear the shuffling of footsteps that are quite quick though. Where'd he go? He's not that quick. Maybe he is. Let's not stick around to find out how much damage he's going to do though. I wonder. You know what? I think I'm going to go up and get the handgun parts now. While it's still easy enough to navigate. Oh. Okay, excellent. And you know what? I have a green herb. Let's mix those. Excellent. Those zombies are close! Let's get out of there. This is going to be an interesting segment here. Oh. One green herb instead of two, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, of course. You know what? Let's grab these shells here while it's convenient. So I think we're going to walk down here, and there's going to be a couple of dogs. 16. I don't want to drag this out for too long. It does sound like the steps are quickening. You know what? I think we're just going to run for it here. We're going to follow the usual path of progressing through the game. And then we'll activate the power as well, so we can get into the weapon storage room. Ah, you wee son of a gun. Right. I thought I was on caution there. Do you know what? Let's just prevent that from happening anyway. Up, up, down, down, up. 36, 72, 58, 44 plus 36 is 80. Hey. Right. Ada Wong.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
When I saw the uniform and noticed that you were in a full-blown sprint to get from one side of the garage to the other, I thought you were a zombie.
Ada Wong.
Look, I mean, in the hard difficulty, it's not hard to imagine a zombie sprinting. Like emergency, spelled C-E-Y.
I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside. If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
Look, I'm 35 years old, and never once in my life have I seen a woman and a man move an entire what this would be. It's a pretty big vehicle anyway. It's like an armored truck, just by pushing one shoulder into it. But yeah, do you know what? You just gotta love the PS1. That was PC.
Ada, wait!
And when we go from area to area in the game, I always enjoy just taking in the first few moments of the soundtrack. We've essentially come into like a basement type area. Soundtrack, it hints as such. It's heavy, it's serious, it's not safe, it's not secure. And it makes you feel like you're under it. Do you know what?
Let me guess.
I mean, maybe in the PS1 you didn't notice it that much, but of course, when you look at games like Resident Evil 2 and similar games of this era, games that maybe use like pre-rendered backgrounds, so Resident Evil, Fear Effect, for example, what they used to do was to save memory and help performance, of course, in the games. They used to pre-render their backgrounds, so the characters are essentially running on thin air. But then, of course, the image comes in, and it looks like they're going from place to place, backwards, forwards, whatever, through doors, whatever it happens to be. But look at the cell door here. So we have most of the cell is pre-rendered,
I don't know anything.
except for this part. So look at when Leon hits it as well. When he hits the door.
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer.
Oh, this era of gaming. Don't get me wrong, when you look back on it in modern times, and of course the way graphics have evolved over the years, and you look back at this, it's pretty primitive, you know. But it's very charming. It definitely has that element to it.
I'm not leaving this cell. Get out of here before you lead it right.
But I guess my perspective of being a young boy and playing through this game, getting to this part, and you know, you get these moments in the game in which you think that you're safe and that you can relax almost.
But do you even
Going into the
know how to
save
get out
rooms,
of the
for
city?
example, the different
Put a kennel in the
soundtracks
back
and music used throughout the
Inside the
game
kennel is a manhole.
gives you these
Go
feelings
through
of,
and it'll lead
okay,
you
I
to
can
the
just
sewer
sort of take a
entrance.
load off here for a moment
It
before
won't
we
be
go and
easy.
crack on again.
All right, I'm
But through the
going.
conversation then, when that music, when those notes kick in after Ben says them, yeah, it lets you know that you really shouldn't be relaxing here. It just gives you that feeling of dread, just the same way the Basement soundtrack gives you that feeling of dread as well. Although one thing I will say is that the Basement soundtrack of Resident Evil 2 versus Resident Evil 1, the when I heard the Basement soundtrack for the first time from Resident Evil 1, I actually turned off my PlayStation 1. Oh wow. Please don't be poisoned, Leon. That's okay. Since we're here, we'll go back to the item box. We're going to grab the 2 plugs. We'll get rid of them now. So when Ada comes back, she's going to give us the club key, so that will leave 1 space free in our inventory, plus the shotgun shells as well. So what we're going to do after that is, once we work our way back through the sewers, I think we'll go into the autopsy room, we'll get the red card key. But that's not going to happen because... You know what, we'll store the handgun bullets because the handgun parts pretty much acts as a free bullet refill anyway. So we'll have 3 spots free in our inventory, then we'll get the club key, we'll get the shotgun shells, and that'll leave us with 1 space free. So it means that once we go to the autopsy room, we can then get the red card key, and of course the submachine gun as well. Because the red card key will expire from our inventory as soon as we use it, so that'll give us another spot free.
I don't think I've introduced
We'll be able to pick up some ammo from the weapon storage room. I don't know if we'll pick up the side pack as well. Maybe, just for the purpose of exploration and looking through the game, really, then yes, by all
Think
means.
you can get upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost.
Because then we'll go upstairs, we'll use the club key for the second time in the watch room, the watchman's room, I don't know what it is, but we'll get the magnum from there as well. And I don't know if it's the same on hard mode, but I'm pretty sure there are a set of shotgun shells in one of the cupboards. Excuse me. See how fast these dogs are as well. Ooh, feisty. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a little bit. So, yeah, if anyone doesn't know it at this point, that's fine, but you don't have to push the boxes the whole way through. Something else I learned from speedrunners as well, speedrunning really, is that the game will correct this for you. Hopefully, it doesn't make an absolute mockery of me. Not that quick, are you? Yeah, I didn't go for the shotgun shells
Leon, can
because
you
I want to conserve the inventory space.
Did you find anything?
Hopefully that's not going to prove to be
Right
the
here.
biggest mistake ever.
Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole.
Now I'm
I'll
thinking
need to
about
find
the
another way
track
down.
back
I'll catch
up to
with
the
you
police station. And the fact that we're going to be facing off against lickers instead of dogs. Haha. Oops. Should I get the blue herb? No. So if anyone playing through this game that doesn't want to get poisoned by the spiders on the way back down there, don't press the directional button straight away, whether you're using the analog stick or the D-pad, because what that does, that actually then triggers that spider to use its poisonous attack on you to try and spray you. So just do not do that. Instead, just wait for a split second, wait for the screen to load up, wait for everything to appear, and then start to make your move. Let's see exactly where this guy is here. Okay, so Leon looks, it's over that way. Perfect. I don't know if it's because I'm playing in hard mode, but it definitely appears as if there's an extra body or two here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this, and we are just going to run for it. Okay. You know what? The reason why I done that is just because I didn't want to get caught at the door to the weapon storage room. That'll do. Okay. 2 inventory slots, plenty of space. Each 5 shotgun shells, that's generous. You know what? I am going to equip the side pack. I'm just going to go for it here. Because I don't know if I intend on playing the B scenario for this. But we'll see. Okay, 3 inventory slots. Machine gun. Okay, but it means that whenever we go back and use the club key, we can still pick up the Magnum. And we can pick up the shotgun shells if they're there as well. And if you want to avoid the lickers being able to detect you, take those wee baby steps the way I was. So, problem is now that the lickers are around the corner here. I can't see exactly where it is, and these camera angles are really, really not favourable for me. But yeah, take those wee baby steps here when trying to avoid the lickers, because lickers, of course, are sensitive to sound. It's the only way that they can actually detect you. Miles away? Come on, Leon, give me a hint here. Where is it? I'm just going to have to run right past this, aren't I? Oh, if we were playing this in 3D, that would have looked fantastic. Where am I going? Get back. That's okay. Let's see if the shells are actually in the cupboard here. If we can actually get past this. Yep, okay. That'll do. Night Watchman's Diary. I promise you it's not Ben Stiller from Night at the Museum here. But essentially, this, again, it's just a little bit of world building here. So this guy works the graveyard shift. He's on the night shift, really. And he got to go and see the blue skies for the first time in ages. But it didn't help him. Because, of course, Chief Irons was on his buttocks again. Yeah, so then of course it goes on to detail that he has a bit of a bond with this guy Thomas, and they play chess together, but the guy Thomas is always scratching himself. And that's that. So it didn't look healthy, and he's obviously a bit worried about him. Didn't show up for the next game. And he literally looked like the Walking Dead. And then of course the Night Watchman. isn't feeling too well himself, and I'm assuming it's this guy here. His throat and abdomen have been torn out. Well, do you know what? That's more than enough to make anyone look a bit sick, isn't it? Okay, no free slots. So what we're going to do is we're going to burn, I think, the club key first, and then we'll work our way back. So we'll burn the club key, and we'll get the cog wheel. See if we can actually make it out of here in one piece. See, even the sounds of the way they shuffle as well, so much quicker. Take that. Ah, that's a very, very welcome sound. Okay, so these guys are definitely done for, and the auto aim isn't picking anything up. So let's go ahead. We absolutely combine those. Okay, do you know what? That's handy in the sense that it's just opened up another item slot for us as well. And then, of course, upon using the 7 handgun bullets here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no exploding heads here. That's unfortunate. This guy's pretty durable, isn't he? Wow. Yeah, these guys, they definitely do a bit of damage here. I mean, I know it is hard mode after all. Okay, so he's the only one that seems to be left. Or those two, sorry. So yeah, let's go and get rid of the club key first. Then, of course, we'll reset the zombies' positions. "12, 13, 11. I don't like the fact that I'm on caution at the moment as well. I don't know the exact figures, but I remember from speedrunning that movement speed, of course, takes a massive hit when you're on caution. Something like 20 to 25% of your movement speed. Ugh, not pretty. We've burned both keys and replaced one with the cog wheel. 3 slots, 3 potential items here. What I think I will do, I'm not going to bother with the cord, but I will pick up the first aid spray, just in cases. That liquor wasn't messing around. Really? I'm not an orange caution, that's okay. So maybe I'll go and get the herb here from this part of the hall. Maybe that'll bring me back up to fine. I don't think it will, because I've taken a couple of hits, but you never know. Okay, do you know what? I'm just, even if I'm just on the border of fine, it means that my movement speed has been restored, so I'm happy with that. And now this is where we depart the RPD and begin the second part. I don't have the crank on me, do I? Well, that would have been very silly. And we'll just run straight past the door here as well. I definitely meant to do that. Right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go up where you're going to use both the crank and the cogwheel. Shotgun, shotgun. Next part of the game, shotgun, not going to be necessary. But what I will do is I'm going to ditch the first aid spray for the bullets here. Will I though? 18 handgun bullets really is not going to be necessary, because what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be going through the sewer again, and then taking on the mini boss, the G Mutanto. So we'll likely use all of our machine gun bullets then, plus some Magnum 2. Do you know what? I'm going to bring the handgun and bullets with me just in case, because we're going to free up 2 item slots here anyway. Of course, getting rid of the cogwheel and the crank. And we're going to need to trick this liquor a little bit. Okay, that was a bit closer really than what I wanted it to be, but we got away without a hit, so that's... Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing after all. Of course, you know, through my inexperience when it comes to playing this game and seeing those zombies break through the windows, all I could think of was, I'm not really going to be there anymore anyway, so why does it matter? And then we'll play the B scenario. And when you have to go through those corridors filled with zombies, it's no walk in the park, let me tell you.
No! Get away!
Oh, this was pretty shocking, playing this as a kid and seeing this point and thinking, oh no, what's happened here? And see the way that tongue object just really disappeared as soon as Birkin walked over it there.
Ben! Can you still hear me? Come on, answer! Damn! I don't believe this. I almost got the story. Ben. Bitter irony. The chief of police, a co-conspirator. Get that scum. Make him pay. Hang in there, Ben. Oh, my chest. It's burning. What's wrong?
Good God, what was that?
Pretty shocking scene. Especially as a kid and playing this game for the first time and having a fresh set of eyes on this. And then of course, once Ben meets his untimely demise, we then get this information as to, you know, what's happened here. So it seems that our very good friend Chief Irons has been a bent cop for a long time, at the absolute highest level, and with none other than William Birkin. He obviously has a few dollars in his account. Essentially, what this says is that um, Umbrella are coming to try and take the G virus away from me. I'm not going to let them do that. And path that we normally
Where are
use
you
for the
going,
sewers
Ada?
could be compromised, and
Chemical
yada yada
plant.
yada.
I have a
But he
feeling
also
that's where
needs
I'll
to
find John.
ensure safe
Ada!
passage when he
Wait!
needs to conduct his
Hey!
unscrupulous business.
Do you read me, Claire?
And then we
We now
check
have
back in with
access
Claire
to the
here,
back of the parking lot.
who sounds really enthusiastic.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer. Can you meet me there?
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. It's almost an inconvenience, isn't it? Oh, we. Right, yeah, I see no need to pick anything else up here, so let's go. Haha, happy days. Not gonna get poisoned today, folks. Yet. I don't even want to describe what this monster actually looks like, but it's pretty disgusting. Wah! Wowee. Well donesies. Alright, let's go. Don't run that way, Leon, come on.
Ada!
You know what,
What was that all about?
when I used to
Talk
play
like
this
that was
game,
reckless and stupid.
you just never really
Those
knew what was
zombies
going
are
to come around the
everywhere.
corner.
Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
Running into Ada, you know, on these occasions, communications with Claire, and of course the shocking things that have happened
As
so
an
far, like
officer,
Ben
it's
having
my
his chest
job to
ripped in
look out
half.
for you. But we're
But,
not going to get through
you know,
this
even with
alive
a
if we
much more
don't work
experienced
together.
set of eyes on the game,
Alright.
I just
We'll do
enjoy
the
this so
same
much.
for now.
Because Resident Evil 2, I think, if it's not my favourite game of all time, it's certainly top 2 for me. Absolutely. Now, of course, we need the valve handle here. Going to be very important for the next part of the game. Oh, what's going on? Right. Valve handle, and let's see here. Don't need the shotgun just yet. Actually, yeah, let's take. And I think for the time being, let's store that. I think we're going to be good here. Yeah, okay, let's go. And we can see we've got another file here as well. Let's actually run around the desk here. And essentially, like, this is really just a bit of a process guideline here, or guidelines on what happens in the sewer. But again, it's all of these files that you pick up, even if it's just effects as we've seen there, or an operation report, for example. It really ties into the game so well. We'll not pick that up, no. And it really helps create this world, or helps further, you know, expand on the world that was created through Resident Evil 1. Some of the theories that my friends and I used to have about this game, or these games, really were incredible. Okay, I never actually realised that if you pick up the side pack, that also goes across to Ada as well. Okay, fantastic. And the reason why I unequip the handgun there, I'm just so used to doing it because of speedrun, but essentially, if you unequip the handgun and a net here shoots at you, if you have the handgun equipped, it takes that extra second because the gun, of course, is shot from Ada's hand. Whereas if you don't have the gun equipped, that can't happen. See? So Ada doesn't take that extra second to drop the gun.
Don't move. You're the one who's with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before.
But I mentioned that some of the theories that my friends and I used to have when playing these games. So, just to give you an example, my friend and I, we were Resident Evil heads through and through. But when we played Resident Evil 1 and Barry Burton, of course, through the course of the game goes missing from you, we suspected that he got kidnapped because someone was jealous and wanted to use his cult python. Do you know what I mean?
Although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-Virus away from me. G-Virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate...
And of course here, we get introduced to the G-Virus as well. So, previously, William Birkin mentioned it in one of the files. And now we're going from it being mentioned in the files to actually having a visual description of what it can do. And then we get an extra bit of lore here as well, because then we got to see, so at the very start we were just thrust into this game with danger imminently all around us, and then we're sort of, it's almost like we're playing catch up, you know, because in the original Resident Evil you were able to take your time and sort of navigate through the mansion. Yes, there were challenges, there were definitely dangers, but the pace was a lot slower than what it is in Resident Evil 2. So we're just thrust into this game, we have to move, otherwise we're going to get killed. And eventually, as we progress through the game, the pace sort of shifts a little bit, it slows down a little bit, and then we actually get to see more of the story element, like this.
You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
William. Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of
You just don't see graphics like those anymore, do you?
Alpha team, have you retrieved the sample yet?
Affirmative. We'll be at the rendezvous in 1 minute.
Roger.
Are you telling me that he injected the G-Virus into his own body?
The G-Virus has the ability to revitalize cellular functions.
What was that? Something's wrong. Let's check it out. Over there.
Yep. And one of these guys, I think, has the wolf medal as well. Or the eagle medal? Wolf medal.
What is this thing? Fire! Fire!
Son of a... See, you know what? I miss this generation of video games, this era, because I don't know, there's something in the media industry, and it's something called show, don't tell. But it talks about storytelling and the elements, the different elements that go into them. Apologies. But yeah, the different elements that go into the storytelling. It's like they're facing this genetic monster. They really don't know what they're up against here. And they don't use real bad words, they say some of them. They let the audience or the player use their imagination to fill in that blank, essentially. And yes, there are levels of violence in the game, but it's nothing, comparable by today's standards, of course, in which we've just been so desensitized to that stuff over the years, and it's like the bad parts of video games, the bad parts of gaming, and playing video games, has grown up alongside the good parts, and now we've reached a point in which you can play a video game and there's really no expense spared when it comes to the use of things like bad language or violence, things like that, really. And it's things like that make me feel and think that over the years, like, gaming has lost its way in that sense. Because back then we did rely on things like imagination to help us tell a part of the story to ourselves, or to try and understand it, those two spiders that I just passed, by the way, most aggressive spiders in the history of Resident Evil. Many a speedrun has ended there as well, for sure. So, the old valve handle. We'll bring the bridge down, we're going to cross, and then we're going to bring it back up again. Otherwise, that's probably going to waste around 5 minutes, especially if you're playing the PS1 version of the game. And once the bridge is fixed in place here, let's have a quick look at the inventory to see what we're at here. Could we lift those shotgun shells? We could. And you know what? I'm going to do that. Herbs... no. I love the way there's just absolute silence here. I wonder what that is under the water. The alligator is a paid actor, folks. And truthfully, how many people absolutely filled this alligator full of rounds before they finally discovered that they could in fact release this oxygen bottle here? Ding! Okay, let's go. But yeah, leading up to the fight here, alligator, crocodile, you know what, I really don't care, but leading up to this fight, there's absolutely no music, there's absolutely no warning that you're going to be coming up against a sub-boss here, especially one that absolutely fills the environment as well.
Leon.
This bullet.
And then again, it just thrusts you straight into it.
Quiet, Leon.
But one thing I will say is that the quiet parts of this game, the slower parts, like the one we're about to enter here after this brief cutscene, they're really enjoyable. Because what they do is they give you time to focus on essentially what's been going on, to try and catch up. And I guess just to really enjoy the environment, the atmosphere, and the gameplay as well.
The sooner the better.
Because what's going to happen here is we're going to have this brief bit of time with Ada, and we're just going to be essentially finishing off the sewer segment of the game. Perfect. Okay, we'll get one more medal. And again, what's really good about these files and documents that you find is that it gives you little details to further expand on world building, how the virus has become, or how the virus starts to take over, really, starts to kill people from the inside out. The first game also done that as well, but to a much less extent. And we'll think about, for example, the the Watchkeeper's Diary or something. As I can't remember the name of the file, but it was the itchy tasty one essentially. So you do get a bit of world building in Resident Evil 1 through the files and things like that as well. But Resident Evil 2, I think, definitely kicks it up a notch. If you bother to take your time through the game and explore, you're not going to be disappointed. It's, you know what, it's a reward in itself to discover all this information. You know what, see, for the hell of it, let's just take the other set of shotgun shells too. You see how quickly these spiders move here? Oh. That's what I was afraid of. And we're just gonna have to run for it here because I really, really, really don't want to get poisoned. Hurry-a. Oh, that's okay. You know what? I hope she doesn't get poisoned though. More so just for the whole inconvenience really, because of course once a character gets poisoned they automatically go into caution movement, and then of course their health will deplete from there. But really I just don't want to get slowed down here. Did I just miss every single shot there? Okay, that's grand. And then we're coming up to one of my favourite parts of the game. So we're coming up to the marshalling yard here. I think it's also referred to as the factory as well. Just listen to the music. And what we'll have here, so I'm just going to do the full thing, but essentially here we'll have the weapons box key here, sorry, which we'll use a little bit later in the game. But if we go up here and we examine this, so a flare gun, something to ignite it, I wonder what that could be. So, and then as we can see, the weapons box key lights up here. But yeah, this part of the game is definitely one of my favourites because I mentioned before about the slow times in the game and just, you know, sitting back and soaking in the atmospheres and the environment and the gameplay as well. This soundtrack was actually used in Resident Evil 1.5, I believe. Fantastic. So do you know what? That's good because I wasn't sure that with having the handgun upgraded or anything that we would still get the chance to blow the zombie's head off. But we do, and that's great. And what we'll do here is we'll grab the shotgun parts, which will of course make the shotgun much more formidable as well. Wow. These zombies really do turn into bullet sponges, don't they? Wow. Now, we're going to try and dodge here, okay? Can't stop for even a split second, we just literally have to go for it. That was terrible! Don't really think we're going to use the handgun after this. Fantastic. Last bullet as well, too. Would you look at that? And this. So, this soundtrack, if you want to look it up on YouTube or anything, it's called the Marshalling Yard. The later half. 6 bullets! Anyway, the Marshalling Yard, the latter half, sorry, not the later half. Valve handle's going to be useless from here on out as well. You know what? Probably completely unnecessary, so I'm actually going to leave it in. because there's another first aid spray over here anyway. But yeah, I recently completed and we can see some handgun bullets over there as well. I recently completed a playthrough of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and this particular part is one that I had referenced. Because you're with Ada, there's no immediate danger or anything like that, and you're about to go and explore the Umbrella headquarters, really, the lab. Now, of course, at the time, we don't actually know where this train takes you, but we've got some pixelated moonlight up here, as we can see. But not making fun or anything. This is one of the very, very few moments in the game that you can actually stop, take a bit of a breather, enjoy the atmosphere. Fantastic soundtrack here as well. But we're here, and so far we've survived the city, we've survived the sewers, or sorry, not the city, the police precinct, sewers, and then we're going to embark on the final act of the video game here. But before we do that, there's no danger, there's no threat. We can breathe. And then we go. And that's not just what the graphics do, you know, the scenery and things like that. It's what the music does as well. And this is why I will always, always love video game music. Because it can have this type of impact on you. I think I'm gonna be okay for this boss fight here. I mean, I'm absolutely armed to the teeth. And this is where it gets really exciting as well. Because again, with an inexperienced set of eyes playing this game, you don't know what's going to be happening next. All you're seeing is now you're going to the next section of the game, but you don't know where that is. You don't know what it looks like. Yes, at this point you may have played Resident Evil 1, which also has its own laboratory section as well, but it's just not quite like this.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it.
And then you're thinking, you know, of course, playing the game, Ada's unconscious. Is she dead? Look, she's still breathing here, so obviously not going to be dead. Well, I don't know if she's breathing, or maybe that's just some artifacting from the fact that this is a much older game. So the only place we really can go is here. Can we explore the hole in the Korean wall here? We cannot. We cannot. So, hey, case of an. And then you're thinking, okay, what happens next here? Oh, and then the game, of course, just pushes you out the door. You don't really have a choice here. I wonder what this boss fight's actually going to be like on a hard mode. William Birkin turns into both the Eagle medal and the Wolf medal there. Right, one. I don't know if he's even quicker as well here. Wow, we missed with a magnum shot with auto aim on, that's criminal. This could get really messy here, actually. Oh! Wow, this this has been like the longest boss fight ever here. Do a quick inventory check here. Okay. We're good.
Don't die on me, Ada. Come on! Wake up! Come on! Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
Not too sure whether I should withdraw the handgun. So I've got 3 inventory spots here. We're going to get the magnum parts, of course. We're also going to get the fuse. Potentially pick up another first aid. You know what? No, I think we're good. I think we're good. One of my favourite game soundtracks as well, The Laboratory. Oh, Underground Lab. What I love about this soundtrack, and when you enter this particular part of the game, when you go through these doors here, and you come to this area, this real sort of industrial looking area, there's a sound effect or something. Hard to try and describe really, but wait, you know what, before we do that, let's go up here, because we did say we were going to explore after all. I think there's a flamethrower in here. Yeah. But yeah, it's like a almost like a machinery type sound effect, but it lets you know just exactly how grand this is, how expansive the area is, and essentially it just says that here's some measures and whatever else that's going to be happen that will happen in this event or whatever. But if we examine the computer again, it's an anti-bioorganic weapon gas sprinkler. So we'll turn on that wee switch, turn the place green for a moment. There's also another file over here as well for the use of the computer. We'll see all that very, very soon anyway. I think, does he carry some items here? No, but I think what we can see here, in this pre-rendered background. So firstly, we've got some coffee over here, which has been spilled, unfortunately. What a waste. But we can see this guy here with what looks to be a petrol can or some sort of fuel that he's tried to go and light a fire here, probably to try and set the plant on fire that we have just done there, but was unsuccessful because perhaps the plant itself had actually reached out and killed him. Okay, so we're going to go through this ventilation hole here. Now be on your guard. Listen. Not just the fact that they're... Ugh, look at that. In the words of Gordon Ramsay, look at that. But not just the fact that they're normal lickers. They of course have to be super lickers as well. We'll grab some more shells here. So we're really armed to the teeth for the last part of the game here. Ink ribbon. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go to... Yada, yada. Okay, you know what? Let's actually take this here. Because that's going to be absolutely essential. We'll unlock the door and be on our merry way here. Now I'm going to open this shutter. There is a way to dodge these plants here. You run right into the corner here, which is exactly what I'm going to try and do. Okay, perfect. Those plants aren't really a massive threat, really. The pure green ones, I think they don't poison you, and maybe 1 or 2 shots from the custom shotgun will put them down. That is definitely not a location that you want to get wrong, especially on the hard difficulty. And we can go up to the monitors here, grab the map if you so wish. And I think here, so we're going to get rid of the weapons box key, and in its place will be the magnum parts. You know what? Let's see it here, okay? Absolutely no distinction if I'm playing on hard mode or not. Well, with the typewriter there. Should I keep the flamethrower on me? I think it's going to be handy for the room with the computer butterfly, things like that. But at the same time, it is 2 inventory spots after all. We also still have the machine gun. You know what? No, I think we're good the way we are here. I wonder how fast these guys are going to be. Or how durable, maybe. Whoa! Oh, that was close. I hear that door open. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this guy's obviously been eating his Weetabix today. Let's get out of the room here. We'll go ahead and we'll grab the magnum parts in the end locker here. Now there is a red herb there which we could grab, of course. 3 inventory spots. No, I think it's gonna be okay, really. Happy days. Nice, easy, straightforward. I'm actually going to take out some bugs here. Leon, seriously? Okay. And what we'll do here is, so as you can see, so there's a picture just underneath. Now, don't look at test, because that's quite quite frightening looking. Why would that be a picture on anyone's computer? But the large picture, which is just below the text box here, this is the room that this computer unlocks. So what we'll do is we'll have to go here firstly as Leon, and then register a fingerprint afterwards. I'll show you where to do that. I think it's in the blue section, the cold area. And then once you play the B scenario, you go back, go and register your fingerprint in the same room, which will then of course open up this room. You can get some items in here. I think it's some ammunition, green herbs, maybe a first aid spray. It's a bit of a challenging room though, so proceed with caution, of course. And of course, according to the document that we picked up, this is for guest access. So, guest. "24 hours, happy days," but yeah, we're not going to be here for that, so on we go. Be careful about the leeches falling from the ceiling here as well. And in terms of an you know what? Considering what we're about to come up against here, we'll go into that room to get the Modisc. And I know there's going to be some Magnum bullets in there, but not loads. And we've got 14 shells. We've got 18 Magnum bullets. That'll go up to 24. Decisions. Do you know what? We're going to store that. And we'll take that. Easily done. There's going to be a plant dodge up here, so just watch out. Ah, yes, son of a gun. Did I get poisoned? That's very lucky. Ah, really, darling? First chance wasn't good enough for you, so you had to go and do that? So this is the area that you'll go up and register your fingerprint here. Ha! Terrible. I brought that machine gun for the sole purpose of actually using it against the zombies here. That's a bit stupid. And while we have this interaction between Annette and Leon, I'm going to take a quick break and make myself a wee cup of tea. BRB.
Didn't you? Never take it from me. This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway. What happened?
I see you timed that perfectly once again.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Here we go. I proceed to the bottom platform.
Leon. I've been waiting for you, Leon.
What are you doing?
You know what this is about. So just hand over the G-Virus.
I don't believe this. Annette was right. About everything.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand it over. Don't make me shoot you.
You can't do that.
Oh!
Ada! Ada! I've got you. Don't give up.
G-Virus. Leon. It's over. Just let me go.
Shut up. You're gonna make it.
We'll see you again in Resident Evil 4, Ada.
Leon. We both know it.
No. I promised you that we would escape. You just have to help me out here.
I know you've been shot and you're probably fatally wounded, but I just need you to help me out by picking yourself up here.
Everything. Goodbye.
Ada! So, in the first Resident Evil game we had Wesker get taken down by the Tyrant, but of course Wesker being a bad guy and all that, there was an impact, but not felt in the same way as when Barry Burton gets killed in the game.
This is what everyone's been dying for.
But yeah, things just became real at this point. And there's just such a sense of finality here as well. But we have plants to dodge and enemies to kill, so let's crack on here. No, I don't want to go up the ladder. Wow, wait, 24%, 16%. Okay, so there's no immediate threat here. 4 shotgun shells. 3. Well, definitely. Just took them both out. It's handy enough then. You know what, let's just grab a couple of herbs here. I'll put us back fine. Happy days. So 24 magnum bullets and 2 shotgun shells. I honestly don't think we're going to need that much, but you know what? It has been, again, such a long time that I've played this game in hard mode, so I'm not going to take the chance. I'm going to arm myself up a little bit further. Definitely get rid of that. That'll do, and, well, I guess I'm not going to arm myself up anymore, but, yeah, we've got plenty of health items anyway, so let's go ahead. You know what, actually? I'm going to start off with the shotgun here. Sorry, excuse me. So we'll just get rid of all of the ammo that I have for this, while the boss fight isn't absolutely intense. 5 minutes until detonation. Love how they've spelled elevator with an E as well. Stuck on my elevator with an E. So, obviously the last boss fight of the game, really the last emergency, is also spelt wrong on the doors here too, which is just fantastic. What I want to do is I actually want to try and get Birkin up to the elevator doors here. Or why would I want to do that actually? Because what I'm thinking of here is what he does the moment he transforms. I'm pretty sure he jumps up onto one of the wrecks here. We shall see. Hopefully he doesn't absolutely murder me here though. Wowie. But you know what? I know it may be a bit overkill to use a herb there and then, but I tell you what, that boss fight takes a lot of damage on hard mode. That was a fight. Wowee. I think in terms of a final time here, it's definitely going to exceed 1 hour for sure. And that's that. So I'm just going to let this cutscene play for a minute and let you enjoy. Stay down.
Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. It's over. No. I have to find my brother.
You're right.
You're right. This is just the beginning.
I love the way they do the ending videos so well, especially when you look at the A and B scenarios. Because in the A scenario, as we've just seen there, of course, we have Leon pretty much just drives the train away, you know. But then, of course, when you go back to the B scenario, obviously it's not quite the same. I don't think there's going to be any spoiler alerts on a nearly 30-year-old game at this point, but In the B scenario, of course, it goes up to that point, but then there's a complication, and Leon has to go to the back of the train. And then, of course, we all know what happens next. We have to fight against a massive plate of jelly and teeth. What I really love as well is that, look, obviously, you don't see absolutely everything in this game. Although, don't get me wrong, the world that exists within Resident Evil 2 I think has been shown pretty comprehensively by the game. It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. It ties things up pretty well, but if anyone has read the book series, the novels by S.D. Perry, the book that corresponds to Resident Evil 2 is City of the Dead, I think the name is, and it's an absolutely fantastic read. If you haven't picked it up yet, and I think honestly, it's quite cheap as well. You may be able to get it for a couple of pounds, couple of euro. And if you can, I absolutely recommend it. Do yourself a favour in the new year and absolutely pick up that book. And go through the series as well, because obviously there's books for Resident Evil 0, 1, 2, 3, and I think a book that sort of happens in between Resident Evil 3 and Code Veronica, maybe. Absolutely fantastic. But what that book goes on to describe is the events that then happen after Resident Evil 2, so as we've just seen there. Once Leon and Claire and Sherry get off the train and then they fully escape the Umbrella headquarters, in the lab, sorry. They then go and meet with, I think it's former STARS people, one or two of them, and then they have to try and get away completely from Racoon City. And then that's where the book really takes off. Again, I know that the books have been out for years, but not everyone has read them just because lots of people have played the game, so no spoilers on that. But yeah, if you get a chance, definitely pick up the Resident Evil novels by S.D. Perry. They're fantastic. See, here's the thing. I've actually had a bit of an issue with this game recently, in that the end screen has never appeared for me. Really hope it does here. I don't know why it takes so long. Okay, what's our time going to be then? An hour and 35 minutes. Look, the thing is, I knew that it was definitely going to exceed 1 hour, but I didn't think it was going to exceed it by that much. An hour and a half. Jeepers. Do you know what? Let's just save over that then. Aye, aye, aye. As you can tell, I've never really done that before. And you know what, guys? I'm just going to do that so I can just talk for a moment and not get interrupted by the opening movie or the cutscene or anything. But that's it for Leon A Hard Mode Resident Evil 2 for PC, ported recently by GOG Galaxy. So if you want to check it out, it's pretty inexpensive at the moment. I think you can get the entire trilogy for maybe £5, £6, something like that, and definitely worth it. Especially if you do want to play the PC version of these Resident Evil games in 2025 or 2026. Because of course, with my experience when it comes to speedrunning, you have to go through some seriously flaming hoops if you want to try and get maybe the source next version of the game. In fact, I don't even know if it's still on the internet. I know a long, long time ago it was possible to go and download all three for free. And then, of course, as you go through the installation process, you'll need to do a thing here and there just to get them to work on modern systems. I myself, personally, I am playing this game on Windows 10. I will never, ever go to Windows 11. Um, especially in light of all the crazy stuff that's happening with it as well, and all of these apps that you couldn't possibly run Windows 11 without, even though let's be honest, you definitely can. Um, yeah, and Windows 10 is fantastic. It's perfect, really. So, guys, that's it from me. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in today, and I would like to just say that I hope you've all had a fantastic 2025, and I do hope that 2026 brings you not just what you need, but definitely what you want as well. Watch this space in the new year as well, because I definitely plan on focusing a lot more on my content creation. And guys, just anyone who watches the video, likes, subscribes, comments, I love all feedback. I do. I love constructive criticism, and I love compliments, of course. And I can see this channel heading in a certain direction. I have had a handful of subscribers recently. I know a large part of that is probably because of the Max Payne videos, the Ocarina of Time videos, and of course the occasional speed run here and there as well. Uh, so yeah, look, I just want to thank everyone who has been on this journey with me so far, and I want to thank you for your time and attention today. And please, definitely check out the channel. Um, and if you can, give me some constructive feedback, and certainly compliments as well. All are welcome, of course. But taking everything into account, I just want to say once again, guys, thank you for your time today. Please, like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if you would like to see or hear more, certainly, do that as well. But yeah, happy New Year, everyone. Have a healthy, prosperous, and righteous 2026. Take care, everyone. Happy New Year, and God bless. All the very best, guys.